The devs are definitely taking notes of this tournament. Like, they probably went straight to Reddit and were just like, game is healthy, don't need patch, shut up. Like 12 teams fought for first place, game healthy, we're good, we're out.
Apex devs, Respawn, I believe, they were definitely watching, and they were definitely trying to ride the momentum of this, because just shortly today or yesterday, they announced that the aim assist was too strong ahead of a nerf that they're expecting to do in Season 22. I mean, I want to go one further here and say, you got to get rid of it. Aim assist should not exist. There shouldn't be something that automatically clicks ahead, or doesn't click ahead, but it's like botting at that point. And any degree of it is too much. And I know that becomes a conversation because we're about to have that next week about the new keyboard with snap tapping, the hitbox controller for fighting games. Street Fighter's coming up. Hardware can be an issue. Mouse and keyboard could be a better format for control than controllers, but that might just be the breaks, right? Like, there's a point, and it goes into the Olympics too. They have got the Vaporfly shoes with the carbon fiber insoles. At what point is it legal, and what point is it illegal? And that's kind of what we're talking about here. I applaud them. And Nick, I want to get your thoughts on this too in a second, but I applaud the devs for admitting it's too strong. But it feels like they're doing this because people are complaining and possibly stopping playing their game, and like the battle pass issues didn't. So like they're trying to like maybe ride some good press with the Esports World Cup and the tournament success and how exciting the 12 teams competing were. But what are your thoughts here with the devs and this comment that it's too strong?
There's only ever been one argument from console gamers, right? And like, it's, keyboard and mouse is so much better for playing shooters. Like, that's always been the case, except for when you fucking hold their hand and when you put cheats on for them. Aim assist is cheating. I don't care what you want to say. It's cheating. It's like going to your menu and putting on, help me shoot bad guys better. Thank you. Okay, like that's it. That's what you're doing. You went into your settings, and it's all good, dude. There's a lot of different cheating that used to happen. In Halo, you could turn your handicap on so that when you get smacked by one of your friends, you just went flying, right? Or when you smacked your friend because you put your handicap at 20%, it was just all the force with no damage, so you could send people flying across the map and capture the flag. It's definitely cheating. Like it's basically like going into an auction, and just because you didn't do it, but you'd be pissed if it's gone, right? And you're also mad when it's not there in the first place because you think the game sucks or something. But I don't know. Keep console gamers with console gamers. Like,
that was going to be my point with that, to jump in. If everybody gets to use those fancy carbon fiber shoes at the Olympics, then it's not really an advantage. But the fact that you don't give aim assist to mouse and keyboard players, or won't do that, which understandably I'm for it not doing that, that becomes a competitive problem. So if you just have the competitive pool separate, that's not necessarily an issue. Everybody who has controller and want to overcome that and play with controller and use auto aim, go for it. But of course, then queue times come in, and the health of the game, and the game's not being played by people anymore, it becomes an issue. And that's where then we have, I know you and I agree on this one, then it becomes a crutch for a bad game. And like, it's not to say Apex is a bad game, but if players are upset by it, if players don't want to play the game, then it's a bad game. If players don't want to play it on console, and the same goes with PC, it becomes a bad game for that respective thing. Doing something to jumpstart it or like prop it up might be a temporary fix, but you got to do something better long term, basically. And like, hopefully they get the right message from this. The battle pass wasn't it. Aim assist ain't it, bro. So that's where we're at right now.
I mean, like, just when you have something like this, you just think about it logically. When you're designing features inside your game, right? Are you trying to do it for every console plus PC? Or or are you making your game, which is for the PC, like the PC shooter market or the console shooter market, right? And then the other one gets to have the privilege of playing the game that is made for something else on their other device. Like, it's the mobile mentality. Like, stop ruining my normal game just because you want to port it to mobile, right? And you want to be like, oh, well, I want some quality life stuff for the mobile gamers. No disrespect, mobile and Xbox gamers, but like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm already playing the game. Why is the game getting worse for me just so you could play? I think that's kind of like a comment for aim assist, right? It's like it got worse for PC gamers who are playing it just because aim assist got better. So like, you became happier at literally, you punched down, bro. You like punched on your own community instead of like, I hate the players who use keyboard and mouse. Give me this aim assist. Like this, and the players who have aim assist won't say it's bad or that they don't want to have it, right?
A big question with that is how much do they know it's being active or not? They could just feel like they're really good at the game, or they're hitting all the shots today, kind of stuff. And like, there could be an aspect of that. There's days I'm cold, there's days I'm hot. Absolutely. But there's that ambiguity in between that of knowing what you're doing, how you're doing it. And technically, does it matter because you're just playing the game? Maybe, maybe not. I think a more elegant way to putting it, and like what you're, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I'm understanding how you're saying it, is like, what if this was graphics and we were doing the most realistic game ever made, and we're putting on console, we're putting on PC, and the PlayStation, the Xbox, and PC could all handle it, but then we want to also put it out on your Samsung Galaxy 6. It's 10 years old, or the Nintendo Switch, because it's going to broaden the player base and you can play it wherever you want. And then we have to make the standard of those graphics now at the Switch. There's an idea of fairness in that, where it's like, it's not fair. It's not my game, so I don't, at the end of the day either. Like, I don't get to make the choices. Sorry, excuse me. It's not my game at the end of the day, so I don't get to make the choices. But if it's a game I'm playing and it's a game they gave me prior, and then they change it to then the standards of the Switch, I love my Switch, but it is not a high performance console. It is not a competitive console. If that, calling a console competitive is a little bit also like, but I think that if we were to apply that thought process of auto aim to any other aspect of the game, characters, movement, graphics, power consumption, it wouldn't fly. It would not fly.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. You're not going to change. You're not going to change tracer so that tracer is easier to play on something else, right? Or harder to play on something else. So it's just a weird thing to do. And like, if let's say console gamers only played against console gamers, would aim assist still be there? Like, is it only here because of keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, good point.
Like, is that really the argument on why aim assist is in the game? Or are people saying it's too hard to aim? Like that, like, it doesn't make any sense to me why it even got put into the game, except for the fact of, hey, you guys are playing with the big boys now, I'll give you a booster seat. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like it's pretty ridiculous when you say it like that, right? Like, hey, thanks for playing at the adult table now. Let's hope that you can sit with us for the whole time. Oh, you know what? Let's just let you run the craps table. It's all good. It's just weird.
Hey, Billy here. Wanted to take a quick minute to let you know a few different things. If you enjoyed the video so far, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us out, and it tells the algorithm to share it with more people. You can find the Esports Meta live every week on Twitch and YouTube. It's where we film the podcast or hang out, play games, and chat. If social media is more your vibe, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or Twitter if you use Threads. Does anybody use Threads? This is a video game community that's excited to talk about esports, so jump into the conversation. Of course, you can find more videos like this here on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button right there or there. Thanks for watching, and let's get back to the show.
But I think that's, like, an excellent question to ask. And like, one thing that immediately comes to mind for myself is really specifically the the devs, they could have looked at time to kill for the different ranks on console and decided, oh, it's a bit slow. It's slower than where we want it to be. And that might be where they want auto aim to come in to help that time to kill increase, go faster. But I doubt this is a problem at the highest level of console players, controller players. And it's definitely not a problem for mouse and keyboard because they haven't given it to people on mouse and keyboard. And maybe that's also the argument where it's like my speculative example for why they would genuinely want to put that on a controller. It might be applicable, but I think it gets undercut because they didn't do it for low ranks on mouse and keyboard. So like it might not be a time to kill issue at all, even, right?
Well,
but
it is what it is.
Is what it is. All right.